Hey guys, this is Kyle and Travis with, again, our Beyond Bipolar blog. So, I guess what we wanted to talk about today is pretty much mental health, bipolar, and I guess kind of job type scams and schemes. And if whether or not some of you found yourself kind of blaming your bipolar for getting involved in a lot of schemes, which my brother will certainly explain about, and he'll explain about his most recent one today and all the drama that was with it today. So basically, he found this job on Fiverr, and apparently this scam guy kind of just reached out to him, and it's kind of some sort of payroll, uh, sending checks to random people. But he can explain more of it, and I want him to explain more about every single job that was kind of scammy, or if you want to call it Ponzi type schemes. And Ponzi schemes are basically a pyramid type scheme where the grunt workers do the work, and you gotta like get people worked up to join your team, and it just goes up higher and higher, and the top most guy gets the most money. And I've been part of a Ponzi scheme. One of them was secret. I sold lotion products. Honestly, the products worked, but I don't know. There's just, they say that it's for benefiting humans, and maybe it was to an extent, but I don't know. I just feel like, I guess if you're having your own business, you got to buy your own supplies. But what always irks me, and he's diagnosed with bipolar. I have depression and anxiety. Did have some psychosis NOS, along with, he probably had psychosis NOS as well. But anyway, I never really found myself falling for those scams. I really don't believe in the quick buck marketing schemes, because most of it, anything that's easy in life, I feel like it doesn't exist. Granted, there is work that works better for you, but I really think it's better off working for a company, let alone they offer insurance and stuff. But anyway, let's get to it. I was curious about some of you and my brother, why some of these jobs, although they're flexible, how does he get sucked into these type of jobs? So I guess you can go ahead and describe the one that we did now and the other ones that you did in the past were kind of Ponzi schemes
Well, to
that
be
didn't end
honest with
well.
you, Fiverr is a legit site. There's actually people out there that make close to 100K a year just doing Fiverr gigs. Basically, it's selling your own service, whether it's art, music, can be data entry, can be fitness, whatever, you name it. If you got something that sells, if you put a price to it, there's going to be buyers, and you have to get good at what you do. So basically, I did this data entry job, typed my own task that I wanted to get done. It was data entry. So lo and behold, the guy reaches out to me. He asked me to do payroll for him. So I was thinking, wow, that's really good. He's paying me $100 for doing like, or he's paying me $200 a week to do 100 envelopes, and that sounds, pretty good. The problem is, I did an hour and a half of work. They got legit addresses. They got legit businesses, and they're actually legitimate shipping labels. So those were like $7 a piece.
And you bought 30, correct?
This is more than 30. Wouldn't you
Oh,
agree? This
I
has
don't
to be
know.
more than 30, maybe 40 or 50 actually.
Because if 7 times
So
30
basically,
is,
all I ended up doing was buying these envelopes, printing out the shipping label, and then I'll just show you an example. Bought some. I bought some check paper. You can see
how much
here.
did you pay for that?
I don't know, like $25, and so lo and behold, my mom, my brother were bitching to me that I was involved in some scam doing like cashier's check,
Mainly mom.
payroll,
You
and
got
then Kyle ended up putting in his own opinion, thought it was actually a scam too,
and you got mad.
which I got mad. I exploded and ended up
Why
showing my previous
why was
video.
this so important to you?
Just thought it was
Why
easy
does it,
money to make. Like, I thought it was a Fiverr gig where all I had to do was
but describe what
print
you,
paychecks, print a shipping label, put them in an envelope,
mom basically was saying she was trying to protect you, but you got mad.
and lo and behold. So I ended up putting these in there to realize that I ended up going to U.S. Bank, and they said I had to do it through the bank that the check is written to. So I called IFBC Bank Commerce, and I gave them the routing number, and they just told me that it wasn't a real routing number. So this is not really a mental health video, but this really affected my mental health because, you know, I'm a guy that really doesn't really enjoy working 9 to 5 because of my bipolar disorder. I have a tendency to believe that I won't be able to hold a full-time job for a long period of time. So I thought doing these fighter gigs would be beneficial for me. So that's the whole reason why it interested me. But I don't know, we got into this whole argument, and I was telling him that I'm just a beta male with bipolar disorder, a low life that is insane and crazy,
and only attracts gay dudes.
And old gills. Grandmas I'd like to fuck.
Basically, a grandma reached out to him today. So not only has he been receiving gay old dudes, now he's got grandmas after him.
So this is the reason why his self-esteem. This is why we have our shirts off today, because
sex sells.
Sex sells, and we lost 3 subscribers. We lost 3 subscribers on our previous video.
Granted, we don't hate gay people. I don't think.
I'd have nothing against gills,
but come on, man. We're like in our 30s, and I don't know. Like it does. I can understand where he's coming from.
It eats at you in a sense,
but describe all these Ponzi schemes that you've been.
So basically, let's get back to order. So I ended up calling IBC Bank, and they told me that the routing number wasn't real. So I double checked that, and then I was really thinking about it because the routing numbers changed by an increment, but you'll notice the bank account never changes in any of them.
You know what we should do?
What?
Should we blast this guy's contact information so people don't get
this guy goes by the name of Joe, but other than that, I don't really know much about him. He just goes by the name. He reached out to me from Fiverr. His text number is...
You can purposely go after this guy because I'm telling you, I hate these guys, these scammers with a passion. I mean, come on, don't do that.
His number is 209-442-6178. So be aware of this Ponzi scheme. You will be asked to get printing or cashier check paper.
Which is this.
You'll ask to print them out by the dozen or even more than that. And then you're asked to go to Priority Mail to pick up an envelope. And then you're asked to tape on a printed shipping label, which the shipping label is legitimate. The address is legitimate. The company is legitimate. So the guy basically spent $7 for a Priority Mail fixed rate. And he screwed himself because I realized it was just a scam. So I ended up calling the IBC Bank, as I stated. And then all of a sudden, it got me thinking, well, what if I call one of the companies on here? So I called Golden Rule Distilled Company in Tennessee. And I found
a legit company, right?
And, you know, it's a legitimate address. It's a legitimate address, Golden Rule Distilling Company, 119 Mountain Spirits Lane, Woodbury, Tennessee, 3719. It's a legit address.
And you talked to him on the phone. He called, and they recommend you talk to the police. Maybe you could describe the phone call. I had that a little bit of it recorded.
So basically, I ended up calling the payroll service who does payroll, and she told me that, you know, you're likely involved in a scam. She told me that her mother tried to cash in a cashier's check to only realize that she was involved in identity theft, and she lost a whole bunch of money on it. So beware of this. These scams exist. I'm not quite sure what he gets out of it by having me send fake checks, other than the fact that maybe he has these companies try to cash it, they get information from it, and then all of a sudden, they pull money away from their company that they try to scam with.
So you actually talked to the owner of the company?
So I talked to the owner of the company. He told me this was fraud, and
he
was going to report it to the police.
He said he lost money, but he wasn't aware of it, right?
He told me that he didn't lose money. He told me that she didn't know what he was talking about.
Yes, well, that's kind of
weird. She didn't know what she was talking about. But in the end, she is on the payroll, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. But these are large amounts. Like I said, the routing number...
How much is it? $10,750. And So basically, when I was looking online after my brother was blowing up with my mom, um, maybe you could talk about a little bit about that message. And then mom said, "Stop being an ass," and I said, "I guess all he can do is really just sell his body to old dudes."
So
And mom,
let me just read the text. Travis, mom wrote, Travis, careful with this job. There's something not right about someone paying you to print out payroll checks and mail them for him. And I said, well, that's the price you pay on gay guys that want their cock sucked. That's how much of a beta male I am. I do what I do to survive. Yeah, but you're going to lose money. Look at the website. Stop. You demean yourself when you talk that way. You're surviving without this shit. That's too bad. That's how bad it makes me feel. So I say what I want. I didn't even pay for anything but printing paper. There's something more to this. It may look innocent on the surface, but there's more you aren't being told. Read the article. It may have you buy gift cards and take money from you. Too bad. Stop being an ass about this and listen for a change. People care about you. You don't want someone ripping you off. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. He just has a lower IQ than the rest
that's
of
what I
us
wrote.
and deserves getting fucked by daddy bears. You should reach out to him and sell your body to him. That's all you're good for. Ha ha ha.
We
Now-
joke about it now, and it's really mean.
Well, at least
But
the
come
old
on,
people,
how many goddamn Ponzi schemes? How many scams do you gotta fall for?
They
supposed to be
appreciate
smart.
an ugly beta male bipolar crazy man like me. Ha 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 ha.
But basically, that's it. And I don't know. It was a kind of a big drama. It's kind of annoying because I was helping Dad with.
I've
his
had
dentistry
interest in
bringing
internet
there.
marketing and working
Yeah,
from
talk
home
about
for
that shit.
I have
think
interest
it's
in
a-
internet
I think it's
marketing.
a huge scam.
I had interest in internet marketing.
Talk about all those.
I did make
Ponzi
some
schemes.
money like with this water filtration system. It purifies the water.
Tell them how much it
It
was.
it's like electrolysis, and the thing was like $1,200. So I ended up paying that, and of course you got to spend money in order to make money. So you spend money to have the membership, you spend money to buy the product, and lo and behold, I ended up selling something, but I ended up losing more than I could chew.
And what about doTERRA and all those other Ponzi
Well, how do you hear
schemes
about
that you
doTERRA?
mentioned? I don't. I just remember you because
So doTERRA is another one. That's basically
the first one was Gads, right?
first one was gas, but that's Enagic. Enagic is the company.
Well, tell them.
So Enagic is a company that I worked for. It's if you're on the top, you make money, and doTERRA, if you're on the top, you make money. But low lives like me, like beta males, they don't make anything. They remain ugly and girlfriendless for more than 5 years. So, anyways, let me tell you, avoid internet marketing
So that's your
endeavors
recommendation?
because if you are on the bottom, it's going to be really hard to get on the top, and if you're on the top, you have to really, really, really work hard at it.
So you learned.
There's this lady that was on NPR, Minnesota Public Radio, and she was actually an internet marketer. She made a lot of money, but the problem is that she was unhappy. She was not spending time with her family, her friends, and she quit the job. And literally, when she told the people in her company that she quit, all the people under her quit too, and they just left. And you have to realize that it's selfish as it seems, but the only people at top will make the money. The rest of us are less clueless, innocent, and heartbroken.
That's what I mean. They're preying on mentally ill
But the
people.
truth
is why I feel like I want to bring this video up because I feel like they're preying on the mentally ill or the people that just, I don't know. I think my brother's smart. He's supposed to be smarter than me in school, but now just something happened. He just does everything in desperation.
I don't know. I guess the thing that motivated me was the fact that when I was with Joanne, the girl that I like, I mentioned her in a previous video, I was going to marry her. He told me the only reason you'll make it work is move out and make money. So I was thinking, wow, I can make money doing this, and hopefully I can get a girlfriend next time. So I wanted to do things my way, or it was the highway. And I literally told that to my parents, and all of a sudden I realized it was a scam anyway.
And my brother pretty much stated that, I don't know, he says that all I could get was a method deck. I mean, I held jobs, but never really long-term jobs. Granted, I agree, I'm not the most attractive
And this relates
individual
to
out there.
This isn't just scams.
And he said all I could do is
this
get a method
isn't
deck,
only
but
scams with money. This is scams of relationships. He was scammed in physical reality by a meth addict, in a way, because she was physically there for him.
And this was my advice to him. He says all I could get is that, but in the end, now I just don't really care. She chose the other guy, and I'm a clean guy, but in the end, I don't have a lot of money, I guess. I don't hold jobs. I mean, I could, but right now I'm just content because I have motivation doing my videos, and I pretty much told Travis, and I want to give advice to everyone else, even if you feel like you're less than everybody else. Who gives a rat's ass? It doesn't. Stop caring if you're in a relationship. Stop caring if you don't have one. Stop caring if you don't have money. Stop caring. I mean, just stop giving a shit. Just learn to be happy with yourself. Accept yourself, who you are, and maybe someone will come in the end. But in the end, uh, just focus on yourselves. Worry less about other people. So that's my situation. I found peace, even though it was pretty awful, I guess.
Do you remember?
Me realizing how
Did you
awful
know
I
that
am. I mean,
Molly's a
I don't even compare myself to druggies. I'm probably lower than them, but do I care? No, I don't care.
Did you know Melody's life was based on a scammer called Jane Howell?
Yeah, you can talk about
So
that.
basically, Melodies of Life was created because Jane Howell scammed me,
And that was our last music video.
and then
our
I just
Crazy
realized
Brunches music
people
video.
just take advantage of me, so I just make comedy of it all, especially
That's pretty much. We just
relationships.
joke about life, death, love, heartbreak, people, and then some people don't like it because I think we have a pretty well developed sense of humor, but we have to tone it down because right now we're in the public eye. I mean, I wouldn't be taking my shirt off for Korean adoptee stories because that's totally something separate. Because we're supposed to be pretty professional there, so we do have to have an image. Let alone we're trying to raise money for a friend of ours who has a lifelong illness, and we actually share that link in the description maybe, or should we not separate that?
I think we should separate it
Okay.
because they might see those
All
other
right. So
videos.
anyway, we're trying to help raise money for someone because she helped us with one. I feel bad about their situation because she's in a life-threatening illness, and two, she did a lot of nice stuff for us. They have game night with us, and she's willing to meet us at the hospital her daughter was at to film some footage. So it's the best thing we could do. Right now, we almost raised $2,500. We want to raise at least $5,000 if possible, but it's fun. It's using our social media skills for good, unlike probably in the past what was used for bad. So anyway, I don't know if we talked about all the internet marketing schemes. Maybe you could list them and give our viewers, especially the vulnerable ones, about these.
I got you in a scam like early on with
Alibaba.
Alibaba and the keyboard.
Talk about all.
So
all
basically, I
those
want to
scams.
buy this high intensity, this really good keyboard, and it was from Alibaba, which is surprisingly, it's $1 billion company by Jack Ma. He's rich, he's a billionaire, but there are some scams out there, a lot of scams from China, and I was involved in that, so I kept giving this guy money. And I think we spent over like $7,000 total.
So we lost $7,500. I don't know if we got any money.
We got
back,
some money back,
but it wasn't the whole $7,500.
No,
But
we
anyway,
got half back,
he didn't
maybe.
even call the cops yet. I just feel like, I don't know, be careful for those mentally ill, especially those bipolar, where they think that they can achieve everything. I don't know. I don't want to knock them down a peg or two, like my brother.
People in general
But
take advantage
these
of
internet
mentally ill.
marketing schemes are just horrible in my opinion. I don't think you should trust them. I feel like you should work for a legitimate company, in my opinion. But this is kind of a psyche of my brother, why he wants these get rich quick schemes, which I just don't think exists. It just doesn't. And I think he can work at a job like what we did at test scoring and stuff, and he worked at the bar, but I don't know. I was curious about your guys' luck making money, especially those on disability, any side hustles. But anyway, was there any other scams that you were involved in that you didn't make much money in, that was just paying, where you're paying them and not getting any profits? Because I mean, you were in a ton of them, I feel like.
Yeah, there was
The
one.
phone
There was
business.
on 2014, something with insurance, or not. What is that called when credit
Payroll.
card, credit score?
Oh.
So they basically they sign up for this free credit score report, and then they're charged immediately. And I was that guy that basically had to try to tell them to stay, but most of them just quit, and I barely got paid anything for that. I don't remember the company name, but that was pretty much of a low blow to me. It was just a scam anyway.
It's very hard to work from home, but I guess a lot of people are doing it with COVID and stuff. But maybe there's more scams. But
Kyle honestly doesn't want to even work from home.
I don't even want to do any of this kind of garbage because I just feel like it's fake, right? Even my brother wants me to have my own business, but you don't get insurance, which I guess doesn't really bother me that much. But I hate it when you have your own business. You can't just go in and go out. When you have a own business, yeah, you got freedom to do whatever you want, but I think you just have to work 10 times as hard getting all your clients and shit. To me, I just don't think it's Maybe in the future, but I need to learn more. But anyway, I don't know. Do you think this is probably the most complicated scam you ever seen so far that you tested?
I actually thought it was legitimate, to be honest with you, until I actually looked closely at the routing numbers and the account numbers. They were all the same pretty much, besides going off by an increment of 1. Routing numbers went in increment of 1. The account numbers stated the same thing, so I knew it was probably a fraud.
So now what will you do now that you kind of accept?
I'm probably gonna still stay in Fiverr. I'm probably still gonna stay in Fiverr, but I'm not gonna accept any bids outside of Fiverr. They have to pay me first on Fiverr. So I have a music business. I have a composing music, making art, and there's different tiers that I say people. I don't have a website building, but you could. I try to get Kyle involved to do video editing, but he's not interested. I don't think he's into doing other people's work.
I feel like you deserve a lot more than $5, so that's the problem.
You can charge what you want. It's just hard to make products when you don't.
I guess based off, you want to summarize this thing one more time, and then you give them advice about people that are in the same boat.
Be aware, you're gonna see scams everywhere, and I don't know. I guess when it comes to my mind, you want to. If you think it's probably easy or too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
I looked this up online. So basically, a woman, the FBI actually came to her house because basically they found that she was sending out bounce checks, and that's what I found in a couple of news articles, and that's what I found it on. Basically, once they get I think once you sign that cash out and they take it out of the businesses, the legitimate business is money or a business account or whatever. I heard that they could just buy a bunch of gift cards basically, and then they can't get gift cards back and they can't refund it. So basically the scammers get away with it. Obviously, my brother also, even though if my brother knew this truth, then deep down you say you'd feel bad scamming legitimate businesses. That's why you didn't even want to continue.
He probably would have paid me to scam these individuals, but I want to have my integrity. I want to be involved in a scam.
So could you talk a little bit more?
Honestly, the internet marketing isn't really a scam. It does work. It's just, this is truly a scam. You are fucking low blowing a lot of people. I won't lie. You do low blow people when it comes to internet marketing, but this is truly something low blow.
It's truly taken from hardworking individuals. That's just horrible. But anyway, you also messaged the guy too. Can you describe what he was doing and what you're playing games with?
So he was trying to convince me on what I did with if I mailed them in.
See, I counted 30, but if this is more than 30, then he probably spent like $300 for shipping.
It's $7.
So it's $7 for each, and if we count this around like 50, I thought it was only 30, but according to Travis, it could be more. So
I don't know. You counted 30.
30 was 210. I thought that's what you said.
I don't know how much is it.
So 7 times 30 is like 210, but if you times it by 50, 7 times 5 is, so it'd be 450. 7 times 5 is $350. So that guy's pissed now because in the end he's the one who got scammed because he's the one who lost money in the end.
Yeah, because I already actually
he was crying about
shipped
it,
them out. I had to go back to the USPS because I realized that I want to use this as evidence if something happens and they need
so you already shipped these out and they gave them all back to you?
No, I went in there and told them that you should not ship them out. So they were still sitting in the basket back there. They already registered them. They just...
Did you have to pay for the... Oh, no, that guy shipping.
He paid
Did they give you a refund?
They were legit. I told you, they're legitimate. They're legitimate
So what did they say to you?
Basically, I told them exactly what I told you, and...
You don't want to call the police and just file the report on
I don't know. It just...
Tell a lot of work. Tell the guy... Tell them what you've been doing with the guy now when we're working out. Just a brief summary about him crying.
It's pretty simple. He was just trying to
tell him?
He was just trying to tell me why you didn't ship him out, and I told him because the checks were forged.
They bounced.
And because of that, he ended up getting the butt end of the joke. He ended up spending a whole bunch of money.
Who's the one who got fucked? It wasn't my brother, you goddamn.
I might have spent an hour and a half on that, but it's not worth like $350 just to ship fake envelopes.
And you didn't fuck all these people.
Nope, all those people would have been fucked. They're all real, legitimate people.
So they would receive the check. They would
cash it.
They would pay it out or cash it.
It would bounce, and
So
then they get their information.
So they get their information, and then that's how they steal, correct?
Yes.
So I don't know, you guys, especially for those on disability and they do want to work and work from home and they want the flexibility. It's tough. And I don't know what you have advice. You've been doing this forever, and you still get suckered in this goddamn shit. So what can you advise for these people if they're unhappy? What would you do?
My dream was to be a YouTuber, to make money from that, and it's hard because we're not famous or anything. So I don't know. I want to do what's next best, which is just trying to find gigs out there or freelance work. And I'm not saying it don't exist, but for someone that doesn't have the experience and the resume to show for it, hence people that actually pay you to do your service. I don't have that on Fiverr. I never had that on Fiverr. So I started new, thinking this from scratch. I was thinking, oh God, this guy potentially wants to hire me. So felt legitimate at first until I realized it wasn't. Be careful out there, guys.
So fuck you, guy. What's his name?
Jose Joe.
His name's Jose Joe, which is probably a fake name. But the interesting thing is all these are from Minnesota, right?
Big Lake MN.
Basically, Erica Incorporated. I don't know what that is. And it's probably a real person. But anyway, he's got a dozen of checks. This is all fucking evidence here. Just be careful, you guys. I feel like I almost feel like you're better off working at a Walmart or like a Costco or like some sort of retail gig. I think I can't remember what that company was called. It's the one that Patty used to work for.
Oh, Crossmark.
Crossmark, and is something similar to Crossmark too, though. But anyway, I don't know. Just be careful, guys. Make sure you do your research. Call the bank like my brother did with those checks. To me, a lot of my family and friends told him to not do it, but he didn't listen. He got far to the point that in the end, that guy got screwed anyway because he's the one who lost $350, and Travis just has evidence now. So, learning at the last minute thing.
We got to flex for the camera. So flex as hard as you can. Guys, we're flexing for you. This is how sex sells. This is going to get us 1 million views.
And maybe a bunch of unfollowers.
But anyways, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something.
Can you make your boob bounce? You used to do it.
Anyways, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button.
Thanks, guys. If you have any questions about this, maybe you could talk to my brother and hope he doesn't get you.
Oh yeah, guys, watch my previous video I just uploaded called "A Final
Sex Daddy Bear."
Sex with Daddy Bear Fantasy. You'll love it. Actually, you probably won't. You'll probably unfollow me or unsubscribe from me. That's alright. I'd rather be honest, guys. So take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Yep, bye.